The San Francisco 49ers are facing a serious crossroads, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. Just when the team was hoping to rebound from a tough loss, devastating news broke. Star linebacker Fred Warner has suffered an injury that could sideline him for multiple games. The heart and soul of the 49ers defense, Warner's absence is being felt across the entire organization, sparking urgent trade talks and serious locker room discussions about what's next. Let's break down everything you need to know, from Warner's status to potential trade targets and what this means for the rest of San Francisco's season. Fred Warner's injury, the heart of the 49ers defense, goes down. Fred Warner isn't just another player, he's the commander of the 49ers defense. Week after week, he's the one barking signals, reading opposing quarterbacks, and holding together one of the NFL's most feared defensive units. When the news broke that Warner was dealing with a lower body injury, fans and analysts across the league collectively held their breath. Early reports suggest it's not season-ending, but the recovery timeline remains unclear. The team hasn't released an official timetable, and head coach Kyle Shanahan was cautious in his post-game comments, saying only that the team is evaluating the situation and weighing all options. That evaluation includes the trade market, and fast. Because, make no mistake, without Fred Warner, the 49ers defense looks vulnerable. The fallout from the loss, cracks beginning to show. The 49ers' most recent loss wasn't just another game. It exposed weaknesses that have been slowly building. The defensive front struggled to stop the run, coverage assignments broke down, and the intensity that defined San Francisco football just wasn't there. Fred Warner's injury was the tipping point. Without their captain in the middle, the defense looked disorganized and unsure. Opponents exploited that uncertainty, using quick passes and play action to pick apart a defense that typically dominates. Analysts have pointed out that the 49ers' defensive identity, fast, aggressive, and physical, is built around Warner's instincts and leadership. Without him, the defense loses its glue guy, and that's something you can't easily replace from within. Who steps up now? Linebacker depth being tested. The immediate question is obvious. Who replaces Fred Warner? The 49ers have some internal options. Dre Greenlaw, when healthy, remains a top-tier linebacker capable of making big plays. However, he's been banged up himself and isn't 100%. Beyond that, the depth chart includes Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, Curtis Robinson, and D. Winters, none of whom have Warner's experience or command of the defense. Defensive coordinator Steve Wilks may be forced to simplify the scheme to keep things manageable for the backups, but that comes with a cost. A simplified defense makes it easier for opposing quarterbacks to diagnose plays, and that's a recipe for trouble, especially against elite offenses. That's why the 49ers are reportedly exploring trade options, and fast. Trade rumors begin to swirl. According to several NFL insiders, the 49ers front office has already begun making calls about potential linebacker help. With the trade deadline approaching, General Manager John Lynch knows the window to make a move is closing fast. Possible trade targets include veterans from teams that are struggling this season. Players like C.J. Mosley, Jets, Shaquille Leonard, Colts, and Devin White, Buccaneers, have all been mentioned by analysts as logical fits. While none of these names have been confirmed by the team, the connections make sense. San Francisco has a reputation for being aggressive at the deadline. Remember the Christian McCaffrey trade? When this team sees a window to win now, they go for it, no hesitation. And with the 49ers still firmly in the NFC playoff picture, win-now mode has officially kicked in again. Why a trade makes sense for the 49ers? There's a reason so many fans and insiders are expecting a move. The 49ers' championship window is wide open right now, but that won't last forever. The roster is expensive, with key players like Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, and Deebo Samuel all commanding major contracts.
You don't waste a year of prime talent, especially not because of one injury.
A trade for a proven linebacker would not only stabilize the defense, but also send a message to the locker room, we're all in. It's a morale boost and a competitive move rolled into one. Plus, the 49ers have the draft capital to make it happen. They've managed their assets smartly in recent years, and with compensatory picks likely coming, they can afford to give up a mid-round selection for a veteran linebacker who can contribute immediately. The locker room reaction, confidence, and concern. Inside the 49ers locker room, the mood is reportedly mixed. Players love Fred Warner and know his value. His leadership extends far beyond the field. He's often described as the emotional engine of the defense. Several players, including Nick Bosa, have spoken publicly about Warner's impact. Bosa said, "Fred sets the tone for everything we do. When he's out there, everyone plays with more confidence." That statement says it all. Without Warner, the team must now find that intensity from somewhere else. Meanwhile, veteran leaders like George Kittle and Trent Williams are reminding the team that adversity often defines great seasons. The message from Shanahan has been clear: next man up. We don't fold because of one injury. Still, privately, there's a sense that the front office needs to act fast. Every game counts, and every week without Fred Warner increases the pressure. Potential trade scenarios. What could a deal look like? Let's break down what a realistic trade could look like for San Francisco. Devin White, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fit, athletic, experienced, and still young. White thrives in fast-paced defenses like San Francisco's. Cost, likely a third or fourth-round pick. Upside, a plug-and-play solution who can hold the line until Warner returns, and possibly beyond. C.J. Mosley, New York Jets. Fit, veteran presence with elite instincts similar to Warner's. Cost, cap hit could be tricky, but a restructured deal might work. Upside, leadership and intelligence. He could quarterback the defense in Warner's absence. Shaquille Leonard, Indianapolis Colts. Fit, explosive tackler and emotional leader. Cost, depends on health, could be a buy low move if the Colts are selling. Upside, a healthy Leonard is still one of the best linebackers in football. Any of these names would immediately elevate the 49ers linebacker room and give them flexibility once Warner returns. Kyle Shanahan's dilemma: adjust or attack. Head coach Kyle Shanahan now faces one of the biggest challenges of his tenure. Does he rely on the current roster and hope Warner returns quickly, or does he push Lynch to make an aggressive move before the deadline? Shanahan's track record suggests he won't hesitate to pull the trigger if it gives his team a better chance to win now. After all, he's been through this before. From quarterback injuries to mid-season roster shuffles, the 49ers have built a reputation for adapting under pressure. But this one feels different. Fred Warner isn't just a key player, he's the foundation. Losing him is like taking the engine out of a sports car. You might still move, but not nearly at the same speed. How this affects the playoff picture. The NFC race is heating up fast, with teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Lions all battling for supremacy. Every week matters. The 49ers can't afford a defensive drop-off. If Warner misses several games and the 49ers fail to patch the hole, their playoff seeding could take a major hit. Dropping even a couple of games in this stretch could mean the difference between home field advantage and playing on the road come January. That's why this trade talk isn't just smoke, it's strategy. Final thoughts. 49ers must act fast. The San Francisco 49ers are at a defining moment. Fred Warner's injury has shaken the team, the fan base, and the defensive identity that made them elite. But it also presents an opportunity to regroup, adapt, and show resilience. If the 49ers front office believes this is still a Super Bowl caliber roster, and it is, they can't afford to sit still. The defense needs reinforcements, and the trade market offers several viable options. Fred Warner's leadership and presence are irreplaceable, but his teammates and the organization can honor him best by refusing to let the season spiral. Whether it's through a blockbuster trade or an inspired next-man-up mentality, San Francisco's response to this crisis will define their season. One thing's for sure, the 49ers story is far from over.